This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Thursday, the 9th day of November in the year 2023. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here's what we're tracking tonight. The Guyana Prison Service has announced that a directive has been issued to recall convicted murderer Bibi Gopal to prison to complete serving her lawful sentence imposed by the Caribbean Court of Justice. The move by the prison service followed a report by News Source last evening, which raised several questions about Gopal's early release and the incorrect calculation of her time behind bars. She was taken into custody this afternoon. In a statement, the Guyana Prison Service admitted that Gopal, who was ordered to serve a 25-year prison term for the murder of her daughter Nisa Gopal, was recently released from prison as a result of an incorrect calculation of her prison term. The Caribbean Court of Justice, in its judgment, had ordered that the prisoner serves 25 years from the date of the conviction. The prison service said that in error, the prison officials reckoned the sentence to run from the day that Gopal was first remanded, which was the 10th of October 2010, and not the 5th of March 2015, which was the date of conviction, and on which the sentence was imposed. The prison service admitted that from the clear language of the order of the CCJ, the sentence started from the time of the conviction. As News Source reported yesterday, Gopal was quietly released from prison several weeks ago and was already resettling in her Western Marara home. At first, the prison director denied her early release, then claimed that she had been paroled, before eventually admitting that she was released early. The parole board made it clear that it never played any part in her release, and that the matter was never before the parole board. The chairperson of the parole board told News Source that she was left surprised by the early release. Late last night, President Irfan Ali, after reading the News Source report, contacted senior prison officials and ordered a complete and full investigation into the early release and the calculation of Gopal's time behind bars. The president said any person found responsible for the embarrassing situation would face consequences. News Source understands that the president was provided with the correct calculation this morning. The Nisa Gopal murder case was a high-profile case. The teen's lifeless body was found in a suitcase dumped near a creek along the Linden-Suslike Highway back in 2010. Her mother and her stepfather were charged for the murder and found guilty by jury trial. However, they appealed the case first to the Court of Appeal, which affirmed the conviction but reduced the sentences to 45 years each. The two took their appeal further to the Caribbean Court of Justice. The matter was heard, and in August last year, the CCJ dismissed the conviction against the stepfather, Jarvis Small, resulting in his release. But the court affirmed the mother's conviction. However, it reduced her sentence further to 30 years in jail, with 5 years being removed for her time on remand and the possibility of parole after 15 years. Gopal is now expected to stay behind bars for another 4 years. More news coming up in just a moment.
My lord, I just love to shop in this store. My customers, them gonna love all these things. So many different things in one place. Household items, electronics, toys, stationery, confectionery, exercise equipment, shoes and clothes for men, women and children, school things, costume, jewelry, perfume, makeup. Oh, look the makeup.
Giftland Office Max, Guyana's favorite department store.
It's your time to win big. The Massey Store's Christmas jackpot promotion is back and bigger than before. Spend $5,000 at any Massey Stores to be the lucky winner of a brand new MGZS and fantastic weekly store prizes from now until January 31st, 2024. What are you waiting for? Head to your nearest Massey Stores to shop now. See our Facebook and Instagram pages for more details. Massey Stores, our family serving your family.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made. where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Bust the flavors. We're full of flavors. Bust the flavors that me crave for. We're full of flavors. Tell your neighbors about the bust the flavors. Grab a bust the flavors. Yeah, thirst buster. Grab a buster. Bust the flavor, taste the savor. Bust the flavors. Bust the flavors.
It's back again! The Guyana Public Service Cooperative Credit Union Make My Wish Come Through Christmas promotion is here. What are you wishing for this Christmas? It's another exciting Christmas promotion designed with you, our members, in mind. This Christmas, you can win big. Household appliances ranging from a fridge, washing machine, gas cooker, dining table, television sets, and much, much more. Here's how you can be a part of our Christmas promotion. You must be a member of the credit union in good standing. You must have an existing loan or must have taken your first loan with the credit union. You must fill out a coupon with your information clearly marked. Coupons for this promotion can be uplifted from our head office at Lot 45 Hatfield Street, Georgetown, or from any one of our regional representatives countrywide. Promotion runs from October 30th to December 15, 2023. What are you wishing for this Christmas? GPSCCU, people helping people.
President Irfan Ali this morning announced adjustments to salaries and benefits to some categories of teachers, indicating that the announcement forms part of his government's commitment to correct anomalies and disparities across comparable positions within the public service. A few weeks ago, the president met with a selected group of senior teachers from across the country to listen to their concerns. He said that move was intended to get a direct input from the teachers and to understand their issues better. This morning, he announced that adjustments will be made to the salary and allowances of graduate teachers. Teachers who are holders of relevant bachelor degrees from the University of Guyana through the Gold Program or any other certified degree will be moved to the maximum of the salary scale applicable to the post that they currently occupy. The intervention, according to the president, will benefit more than 4,000 teachers at an annual cost of $1 billion effective from the 1st of December. In addition, teachers who are holders of bachelor's degrees will receive an education allowance of $10,000 monthly, while holders of master's degrees will receive an additional $20,000 to their salaries. Those with doctoral degrees will now receive an allowance of $30,000 monthly.
This revision in allowances will benefit over 4,500 teachers at an additional annual cost of $500 million. Additionally, any pre-existing allowances paid in relation to the postgraduate diploma in education will remain in place. The adjustment to the salary and allowances of these workers, depending on the salary scale, represents between a 10% and 17% increase on the current minimum salary paid to these workers.
Further, the president announced that remote areas incentives for teachers who have been transferred to work in hinterland locations will see an upward adjustment in their allowance to $20,000 monthly, effective from December. In breaking down the increases, the president said a graduate senior mistress or head of department will now see their salary, gross salary, bumped from $243,069 to $262,917 in addition to the allowances. In the case of a graduate assistant mistress teacher working in the hinterland, that person will now have their current minimum salary adjusted upward from $223,232 gross to $242,076 gross, in addition to the allowances.
If you look at the average of the increase in salaries alone, the annualized benefit that will go to a teacher is close to $240,000 at a minimum level. When we add the allowances, that will of course take this up further.
The president also announced that all teachers who have a substantive appointment as a senior master or mistress or above and are within 3 years of retirement and have not previously benefited from a duty-free concession on a motor car will be entitled to a duty-free concession on a motor car that is up to 1500 cc. The president said across-the-board salary increases for teachers will be announced at a later date. And in a response to the announcement from the president, the Guyana Teachers Union today said the teachers' financial incentives announced by the president will immediately benefit about 4,500 teachers, which represents 37.5% of the teaching fraternity in Guyana. The union said this is apart from the across-the-board bonus of $25,000 for all public servants and other categories of workers. The teaching fraternity has over 13,000 teachers, most of whom are below the status of senior mistress or master or head of department. The union said one thing that is noted from the announcement is that there are incentives for improved qualifications, inclusive of the gold degrees. The GTU said it is not averse to teachers receiving added financial benefits whenever it is offered, but still sees a need for collective bargaining so that teachers of all categories, senior or junior, benefit. The GTU said it has noticed that the government has been incrementally addressing proposed matters outlined in its submitted multi-year proposal. The union said it believes that a collective bargaining process would have enabled the government and the union to arrive at a consensus early, so that teachers would have had a clear understanding of their benefits. Public sector workers, as well as the country's senior citizens, will see an additional $25,000 in their December income, the president has announced. President Ali has promised to make another adjustment soon in the salaries of public sector workers. The $25,000 one-off payment, according to the president, is for cost of living relief measures. A total of $5 billion was allocated in this year's budget for cost of living relief.
This will bring benefit to 67,000 workers across the spectrum of these categories. 67,000 workers at a cost of $1.7 billion. These adjustments will benefit workers including policemen and women, prison officers, soldiers, nurses, doctors, as it would also benefit employees of public enterprises including Gaisuku, GPL, and NIS.
It was also announced that some 72,000 old-age pensioners will also get a one-off payment in December at a cost of 18 billion Guyana dollars. Further, President Ali said differently abled persons on the Public Assistance Register will receive a one-off $35,000 bonus payment, and that will benefit 19,000 persons at a cost of $660 million. In addition, $850 million will be allocated for the purchase of fertilizer to distribute to farmers. President Ali said the support is expected to benefit more than 250 acres of cultivation and 35,000 farmers and ensure increased food production and the containment of costs. Meanwhile, community workers under the SIP program will see their monthly income increase to $40,000 from January of next year. The president also said over $7 billion in additional disposable income will be in the hands of Guyanese as a result of the measures he announced today.
It's back again! The Guyana Public Service Cooperative Credit Union Make My Wish Come Through Christmas promotion is here. What are you wishing for this Christmas? It's another exciting Christmas promotion designed with you, our members, in mind. This Christmas, you can win big. Household appliances ranging from a fridge, washing machine, gas cooker, dining table, television sets, and much, much more. Here's how you can be a part of our Christmas promotion. You must be a member of the credit union in good standing. You must have an existing loan or must have taken your first loan with the credit union. You must fill out a coupon with your information clearly marked. Coupons for this promotion can be uplifted from our head office at Lot 45 Hatfield Street, Georgetown, or from any one of our regional representatives countrywide. Promotion runs from October 30th to December 15, 2023. What are you wishing for this Christmas? GPSCCU, people helping people.
Come on now.
Ping pong chairs, choo-choos, amazing, taste so good.
Yeah.
Feed your cravings, chocolate rich. You'll be craving more and more and more and more. Here comes the craze. Ping pong chairs and choo-choos. Feed your cravings, you know you want to. Here comes the craze.
It's bite-sized cheer.
Turning our attention now to the oil and gas sector, with questions being raised about some of the companies recently awarded oil blocks offshore Guyana. Vice President Barra Jagdeo today said extensive experience was not a prerequisite for the award of Guyana's oil blocks. Questions have been swirling around one of the companies that has been awarded 2 oil blocks. The London-registered Nigerian company, International Group Investments Incorporated, was one of the companies recently awarded oil blocks. While describing itself as a significant force in multiple sectors, it appears as though many of the company's previous projects were short-lived, and it has no experience in oil and gas. But at his press conference today, Vice President Jagdeo, while indicating that he does not know anything about the company or its directors, said the government had long decided that extensive experience in the sector was not a requirement for the bidders.
So when we were tendering, we decided, should we then put in a criterion that you should have great experience? But if we did that, we will then exclude the locals. And there was an argument that we're giving the foreigners advantage and preferences in this lucrative industry, and we're excluding foreigners. So we decided deliberately, and I explain right here, that because the financial penalties are so severe, we will forego the experience, because now they can go, once they pay their money up front, they can choose to have partnerships with whomever they wish. But the state will earn a significant amount of money, and secondly, there will be a short time period in which they can hold these assets, and if they don't do what they said they would do, there would be a penalty.
Mr. Jagdeo said while the companies have been awarded oil blocks, those awards are not set in stone. He said the companies will be required to pay a signing bonus of $10 million in order to receive their exploration license.
They have to meet certain requirements. So wherever they come from, if they're blue or they're green and they come from Mars, if they come from Asia or Eskimos, etc., and they put in a bid, they have to meet some requirements. One of the requirements is that they have to pay a signing bonus of $10 million for an exploration license. If they fail to pay that, they don't get the exploration license.
Additionally, the successful bidders will be required to submit a development plan for each block received.
And if they fail to implement the development plan, there is a massive financial penalty too. So we are not assessing people based on nationality. It is the proposal, did the proposal meet our requirements? And in the negotiations now, as you move from the award to finalizing the agreements, all of these issues will be verified. So do you have the money now to pay us the day it's signed, to deposit $10 million in the Bank of Guyana in the government's account? If they say yes, they pass the first hurdle. If they say no, we have nothing more to discuss with them.
The government is expected to meet the company soon to work and discuss the arrangements and the next steps regarding the oil blocks. Counsel to the Madhya Commission of Inquiry, Attorney Keoma Griffith, has told the Commission that for approximately 3 months before the deadly dormitory fire, the Chief Fire Officer Acting, Gregory Wickham, and the former Regional Education Officer for Region 8, Nesta Douglas, did nothing with a fire inspection report that was completed on the Madhya Secondary School dorms, though the report was dubbed as urgent. The officer in charge of the Madhya Fire Station, Ryan Scott, had submitted the report to both the Chief Fire Officer and the then Regional Education Officer back in February of this year, after inspecting both the male and female dorms, which housed more than 130 children, along with a dorm parent each. In the report, Scott highlighted that the dorms had no fire alarm systems or smoke detectors, no exit signs, and insufficient fire extinguishers. A total of 12 recommendations were made in the report. The counsel to the commission said by the time of the fire, which claimed the lives of 20 children, little was done by the Chief Fire Officer and the then Regional Education Officer to address the report. Griffith said Wickham, while boasting of having 30 years of experience in firefighting, simply informed the Guyana Water Incorporated about the need to increase the capacity of the water main system in the area, while ignoring the other 11 recommendations in the report.
Of the 12 recommendations listed in the report, the Chief Fire Officer confirmed to this commission that he acted on only one of those recommendations. Of 12 recommendations and requirements in the interest of saving life and property and preventing fire, the Chief Fire Officer only acted on one of those recommendations. And the recommendation that he acted on wasn't to install fire alarm systems, it wasn't to install smoke detection systems, alarm systems, or any of these things. All he did was ensured that GWI was aware that they had to install fire hydrants. That they had to fix the capacity of the water main system from 4 to 6 inches to ensure that there was the ability for fire hydrants to be installed in the area.
The attorney said although the report highlighted that the dorms were at a higher risk of being affected by a fire and urgently required a number of preventative measures and firefighting mechanism, the Chief Fire Officer did not follow up with GWI.
And having received that report from a high-risk area, the CFO only ensured, as he said, that GWI was aware that they had to fix the facility. Did he run GWI down, the Guyana Water Inc.? No. Did he follow up with GWI? No. Did he take any steps afterwards to ensure that facilities were in place for the installation of fire hydrants? He did not.
Mr. Griffith said in the case of the then Regional Education Officer, the report was simply placed on her desk. The education officer admitted to the commission during her appearance that she never read the report, although it was dubbed as urgent by the officer in charge of the Madhya Fire Station. Instead, she left the report on her desk for more than a week as she attended to other matters in preparation for her transfer from the region. The attorney said while the Regional Education Officer appeared to be traumatized based on the treatment meted out to her during an earlier transfer, she had a duty to either act on the report or hand it over to her superiors or officials within the Regional Democratic Council for urgent action.
While I empathize with Ms. Douglas for what she went through, and maybe no public servant should have to go through that, duty and service to the children and the students of Region 8 required Ms. Douglas to put her situation aside, even for 1 second, to bring to that attention of her superiors or any other person. It could have been her juniors, to bring the attention of that report to somebody else.
Griffith said another report compiled by Scott on the state of the Madhya Fire Station at the time and the urgent need for firefighting equipment and repairs to the fire tender saw little or no action being taken by the fire chief. Well, the 5th Triennial Delegates Conference of the Guyana Trades Union Congress opened last evening with the leaders renewing their commitment to championing the rights of workers, even as they express concern over what they consider to be the government sidelining of trade unions. In his opening address, GTUC General Secretary Lincoln Lewis said once there are unscrupulous governments and employers, there will always be room for trade unions. Noting that the work of the union is not limited to wages, salaries, and the conditions under which people work, Mr. Lewis said the GTUC has a social, economic, cultural, environmental, and political responsibility to the people of Guyana.
That when a worker, be it wherever he is employed, leave his home and he goes to the community that he lives and he's confronted with blackouts, inadequate water supply, bad roads, and when anyone take ill, there's no appropriate pharmaceutical in the clinic or the hospital. More so, when the government continue to deny us our constitutional right by not respecting Article 27 of the Constitution, which speaks to free education from nursery to university. And we have a right to champion that worker cause and ask for justice.
According to the veteran trade unionists, there are key players in the current administration who are not working in the best interests of Guyanese workers, but rather their own. He said throughout the conference, the GTUC will discuss the challenges confronting Guyanese workers, including moves by the government to sideline trade unions in the country. And the president of the GTUC, Coretta MacDonald, said amid the current challenges, the unions must remain united as they advance the struggle of workers for social and economic justice.
It's the chance or the opportunity is for you to choose whether we are going to stick together as a movement or we will continue to allow the government to divide us as a working class.
MacDonald also said it was time for the unions across the country to put aside their differences and work together for the betterment of the workers.
We've got to buckle up. We've got to hold hands together. We've got to put aside our differences and ensure that the rights of every worker in this country is upheld. And that each and every boy and girl, man and woman, that they be allowed equality, fairness, and justice.
According to MacDonald, who is also an opposition member of parliament, the trade union movement must continue to work even in the face of opposition from the government. The delegates conference of the GTUC will be addressing a host of issues affecting workers and other matters, including the border controversy.
Guyana's economy is rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. Guyoil is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of Guyoil's profit goes back to building schools, roads, and other important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial, and aerial transportation. Guyoil has now repositioned itself as a market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future for all of us.
Sorry.
Jack?
Hey.
Boys, where you going with all that speed?
Yo, today's the 15th. My NIS contributions are due, and I ain't even get the forms as yet.
Hold on. You mean to tell me that you're not aware that all self-employed persons can now make their NIS contributions using the MMG app from the comforts of their homes and offices?
Really? I just pay my bills using MMG.
Yes, Jack. And the thing's simple. All you have to do is open the app, select Pay Bills, Government Services, NIS, and Pay. They will prompt you to enter your NIS number, the month you're paying for, and the amount.
So I don't need to submit any form?
No. The only time you submit in a form is when you're making a claim.
Wait. I could make a claim too?
Oh, no, man. Jack. You didn't know that? Yes. All self-employed persons are entitled to all benefits from NIS. Well, except for the industrial benefits. And here's the good part. All of their forms, you can download them from the NIS website.
Well, girl, I'm really glad I bumped into you.
Anyhow, make sure you pay your bills later.
Later? I gotta sit down right here and pay my contributions first.
Take care.
For further information, please visit the website at www.nis.org.gy, the National Insurance Scheme Facebook page, or your nearest NIS office.
Food Max Supermarket, located on the ground floor of the Giftland Mall, is your one-stop shop for all your grocery needs. We stock a variety of imported frozen meat and food products, fresh produce, and pet supplies, freshly made bread. Rotisserie chicken and patties are also available daily. Shop in comfort today at Food Max and let our courteous staff assist you in satisfying your shopping needs. Food Max, the fresh food specialist.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Look who's in the mix now. The new Buster Soda Water. 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 artificial flavors. 100% refreshing. Taste Buster Soda Water today. Buster Soda Water, now available for only $120.
Across the region tonight in Costa Rica, the authorities there have detained 8 employees from the country's largest commercial bank in connection to the theft of more than $6 million, the biggest crime in the bank's 109-year history. The 8 detainees, as well as the bank's legal director, are suspected of crimes that include facilitating theft, breach of duties, embezzlement, and money laundering, the authorities have said. The money was first detected missing in the National Bank of Costa Rica in August through internal audits, and last month the Attorney General's office announced an investigation. The principal suspect is a low-level bank employee accused of robbing cash and stashing it away in paper bags out of sight from security cameras. Authorities believe the employee gambled away part of the money. The Attorney General in Costa Rica said the government was investigating the possibility that orders came from above to not report the crime. Heavy rains caused by the El Nino weather phenomenon has sent hundreds to shelters in the town of Ayulas in southern Paraguay, with residents bracing for more flooding underway. At least 5 neighborhoods in the town, about 186 miles from the capital, were left underwater after storms last week caused the Parana River to burst its banks. Some 35,000 people throughout the country were affected by the rains, according to the National Emergency Ministry. The ministry said it estimates that around 3,700 persons have been displaced across the country. Yesterday, some children were seen taking alternative methods to get to school, navigating small boats through the city's still flooded streets. But the experts predict more storm clouds to roll in this coming weekend due to the El Nino effect, caused by a warming of the Pacific Ocean and spurring extreme weather events across the Americas. And finally tonight, international news. In the U.S., the owners of a Colorado funeral home are accused of giving fake cremated remains to some bereaved families, among other allegations. Jan and Carrie Halford were arrested by the authorities in Oklahoma yesterday. The authorities found 190 sets of decaying remains last month in the couple's funeral home, some dating back to as far as 2019. They are facing charges of abuse of a corpse, theft, money laundering, and forgery. Authorities began investigating the Return to Nature funeral home back in October after neighbors reported a foul smell spreading from the facility. Investigators entered the facility to find conditions with dozens of stacked bodies, some of which had been there for years. At a press conference yesterday, the district attorney in the area, Michael Allen, said the authorities would not be releasing many details in order to protect the ongoing investigations. He described the details of the case as absolutely shocking. Some relatives are also believed to have received fake cremated remains of their deceased loved ones. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting and encouraging you to have a safe and enjoyable night.